Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're here with our thoughts after game week 2 of the Premier League. Uh, so uh, Glad that football's back. It's been two really good weeks of football. Glad that nothing like the Premier League. How's it going, Arpit? How are you enjoying the Premier League being back? Have you been watching?
When you said glad that football's back, it felt like the game's back, game's back, lads, game's back.
Yeah, the game is well and truly back.
Okay, so first game week, Sunderland, quite a surprise. Like a newly promoted team, they just came and whacked them. So, do you have any thoughts about that?
Sunderland versus West Ham. Well, honestly, I didn't quite catch that game, so I think if you'll be in a better position to
Okay.
talk about it.
uh,
I
so
did
I
catch the highlights though, but like obviously highlights don't always tell you the entire story. How about you?
okay. So full confession, neither did I. But
And you had to pick
okay,
this one to start the thing then, right?
no, actually, I
Course.
do have an insight to give. I do have an insight to give regarding this game actually. So West Ham did concede with a corner in that game, and that actually is a pattern that they continued on to
Yeah,
game week two, where
yeah.
they played against Chelsea, and that is a match that I did catch, and I have quite a few thoughts on that. Obviously, both of us being Chelsea fans, naturally that is the one game that we will be gravitating towards. So first of all, three goals they did concede to Chelsea, uh, and those came from corners. So uh, the first thought that I have regarding this is when they do play Arsenal, that is going to be a shellacking.
Uh, Yeah, dude, like spot on. West Ham were poor from like set pieces, corners, any aerial balls into their box just seemed like they're gonna go into goals. Like Sunderland, they played well. I don't think I think if you also see like the stats of that game, like the XG stats, shows that it wasn't Sunderland shouldn't have scored three goals. They could have scored one, could have maybe scored two. The stats were such that it did seem like Sunderland deserved to score three. But then you watch the highlights and you see how soft that West Ham team looks right now, how soft their defense looks. And like, I think a couple of those headers were just nothing goals there. And yeah,
Mm-hmm,
the same
mm-hmm.
pattern followed against Chelsea. Like they just don't have like any zest. Like they don't have any desire to play, is what it seems like right now. And like it's become like a very typical Graham Potter team. We would know, of course. Like where they won't be bad. They would be like okay on their day. They would be like days where they're like above average, good, decent. But like they'll like that end product in the final third, and they'll be like very soft. Like I remember the times when like there were games when he was even managing Chelsea. He was like our team was good. Like we control possession, but like as soon as the opposition gets the ball, you know, like the like a goal is just around the corner. Like every attack that uh we would concede, the opposition would score from. And that's the case with West Ham as well. I feel like they just seem like, I mean, what they've conceded now 8 goals in the first two games. That's a terrible, terrible start.
That's crazy actually. There is another thing that I noticed from that game, which is quite interesting. Would you believe who was the player who was in the center of all that chaos for West Ham? Who was the basically, I wouldn't say target, but at the unfortunate end of our attacks? It
Uh,
was Aaron Van Bissaka.
yeah.
Aaron Van Bissaka. So I actually made a note of all the places that he went wrong in all of the goals. Um, so for the first goal, one second, please. Uh, So for the first goal, it was a Kukurea flick on towards Joao Pedro, who opened the scoring for us. and guess who Joao Pedro was against that in that corner? It was Aaron Van Bissaka, and then it was for the second goal. For the second goal, Caicedo tackled them in their final third. It was actually Trevor Chalobah. I'm sorry. Trevor Chalobah tackled them in their final third. He took the ball off them. He passed it on towards the right flank from where a cross came, and I think that crosser might have been Pedro Neto. No, actually, it was not Pedro Neto. It might have been Joao Pedro, but Pedro Neto was the one who was at the end of it. And
Yeah.
guess who he was facing again? It's Aaron Van Bissaka. For that goal, I thought that Van Bissaka wasn't as much guilty for it directly because uh, the centre back themselves were like one of the centre backs had been pulled towards the left and one of them had been pulled uh, towards the uh, towards the midfield. So he was like really left alone in the box, and there was nothing that he could really do about it. And then again for the third goal, uh, I think the third goal was by Chaloba maybe, uh, and I would have to check who he was up against, but I think that was also Aaron Van Bissaka, unfortunately. So, so yeah, like all in all, like
Yeah.
he had a terrible weekend. Okay, okay, and there is another goal that I did write about. Uh, so there was another cross, and at the end of which it was Enzo Fernandez versus Aaron Van Bissaka, and
Yeah.
Fernandez did score the goal. So it was like it was tragic for the guy. Like as a defender myself, I kind of feel for him. If you remember back in our playing days, I used to score quite a few own goals. I didn't really lose on markers that much, but I was the own goal scorer in our team, so I resonate with that feeling myself.
Yeah, I'd probably still call you a better defender than Van Bissaka in terms of yeah, like I mean he's a great athlete, but like he just almost seems to have no defensive awareness. That's why like he'll be good on like one-on-ones where like the ball is in front of him, the person's in front of him. But like as soon as like he has his back to the defender, I think it's like done. It's just disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, I think the positioning part of it is
Yeah,
the tragic part.
yeah, like he
And
just doesn't have any.
if you do remember, Manchester United fans used to call him Spider Van Bissaka. Uh, that was another thing, definitely.
Yeah, like don't
Do you
even
have
get me
any thoughts
started
about?
on United fans. Like they've been buzzing all over the place. Like after they uh lost 1-0 to Arsenal, they were like, yeah, okay, this is our season. Uh, and then and they've only gone on to draw against Fulham. So the mighty Manchester United have a mighty 1 point right now. So
Their season for the taking.
yeah, I
They did
actually
have
honestly
the
like. I mean,
better.
I feel like they have kind of improved though. Like that's also down to the personnel. That's also down to them buying into Amarim's ideas and him like getting the time that he has to leave his imprint on the team. But yeah, still, I think like lots of work to do.
Um, versus Arsenal for Game Week 1, Manchester United versus Arsenal. They did enjoy the bigger XG share, didn't they? And I think that is exactly what the fans are buzzing on about. Like Arsenal, like classic Arsenal fashion, it was like a corner goal. So
Yeah, but like I mean,
okay,
Arsenal
so
do that.
I have
So
a question for you.
yeah,
Yeah, that was my question. So Arsenal do that. So can you really be happy about it when your opposition managed to do what they are famous about? Can you really be happy about that? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I think maybe like they were. I mean, there was definitely positive signs. Maybe like in earlier seasons, they would have expected just to like not have any territorial control as such. But like this time they did. This time they controlled the game in like they had like stable possession and also quite a bit in Arsenal's half. I think like if we dig deep into the stats, it'll show that. So, like there were positive signs, and I feel like, I mean, they can't do as badly as last season anyway, so they're gonna improve for sure. And yeah, you'd expect them to be like in the top half at least this time around. But yeah, like I heard shouts of like them finishing fifth and sixth. I'm like if I'm being honest, like Chelsea are maybe like a couple years ahead in their development as compared to United. And in a bad season, we might like finish fifth or sixth, right? Like the league's just that competitive right now. So yeah,
It
like
is.
United have improved, but like other teams have improved too. And like no, like there's very few easy teams to play against now in the league. I think, yeah. Fulham
I
versus
agree.
Manchester United, like that's I think a great example of that game. Even Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, right? Like there's just no easy games in the league. No.
Yeah, like I think every fixture you would have to get your head into it
Yeah.
and really think about who you are playing against, what their game plan is. I think the game has also advanced a bit tactically,
Yeah.
wherein, yeah, even the smaller teams are trying to get a manager who has that little bit of tactical prowess about him, where he can think about that one way where he can hinder the larger opposition. Of course, it doesn't always go like that, but it sometimes does, like Fulham versus Manchester United. So you did catch that game, didn't you? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
would
watched
love to
I watched
know
the
your
entire
thoughts
game.
about it.
Like that was
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
You
yeah,
messaged me and said that it was very entertaining. So tell me, what was the most fun part about
yeah, extremely entertaining game. I think United were like really good in the first half of that game. Like they created the better chances. They had quite a lot of opportunities to score. Like not all of them were clear-cut chances, but they had enough that they should have gone like into the break. 1-0 up at the very least. Cunha was electric, like he always is. Mbomo was good. Uh, and then don't exactly remember. I think that was the first half when Bruno gets that penalty. So Bassi pulls down Mason Mount from a corner, and the referee doesn't spot it, gets VAR, gets called an infringement inside the box. So United get a penalty, and this is their golden chance because, like, obviously, like they've been playing really well up to that point and had been doing like creating the lion's share of chances in that game. Bruno gets the penalty. You think like this is the perfect time, Bruno. Like his penalty record is it honestly isn't sketchy. I think it's like pretty good. It's just that obviously people remember the misses more than the ones that go in. And he gets a penalty. Captain of United, great like teams on top, great chance to put the team ahead like they should be, and he absolutely skies that penalty. Like it's gone. Like it's probably reached like Stamford Bridge at this point from Craven Cottage. Um,
it? Probably hit Van
and
Bissaka on the head, and
yeah,
that's why.
yeah, yeah,
oh, oh, it was an away game. Ours was an away game. I
yeah.
just forgot about. Yeah,
So
the goal that
yeah, West Ham are in
Fulham did
London
score,
too
I
that
think.
way.
Yeah, Manchester to London, like one way ticket. I
Yeah,
think the way the prices are for the tickets over there, people
yeah,
would just be asking Bruno to kick the ball and just sit on top of it.
yeah, exactly.
Anyways,
And yeah, and uh, second half, I'd say like a completely different Fulham show up and a completely different United show up. Like Fulham dominated the ball for the most part of that second half, and especially again can't remember correctly, but I think it was close to that hour mark when they conceded from that corner. Like United, honestly, I think in that second half probably only had like a couple of good chances, and both I think were from set pieces. One, the one they scored from that around that 60th minute mark, and the other one like right at the end, Belge acquired got and he missed. But anyway, like 60th minute onwards, like Fulham just had like complete, like pretty much uh, complete control of the ball and possession. It's just that, of course, like they aren't a star-studded team. So they look
Uh,
like a big bit of
Emil Smith Rowe,
yeah.
a star for Fulham. Crazy side. I never thought I would be okay. So I never imagined him as a long term Arsenal player either. So I guess that is not a surprise. But it just feels like the career trajectory for Emil Smith Rowe, it came down a little bit quicker. Like I would expect him to be in there for a few more seasons for Arsenal. Is he there on loan or is that a transfer?
No, I think they've sold him, right? Like, cause like Emil Smith Rowe was there
Maybe.
at Fulham last season as well. So I think yeah, that was a permanent transfer. I think they just had too many players in their
Okay.
team to uh and I don't think like Emil Smith Rowe going forward was fitting Arteta's plan. It's also like difficult, right? Because he is that like proper number 10 role. Then they have like they don't really play like a number 10, but like if they have like a proper number 10, then you have like Odegaard in that place. You aren't going to go with Smith Rowe. So
That's a nailed on position for
yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah,
I don't
exactly,
think
yeah,
Odegaard is
yeah.
going
In a
anywhere.
different universe, yeah, he'd be an Arsenal player. Probably be good for them too. But yeah, he's at Fulham now.
Probably Odegaard got himself injured in that universe because I
Yeah,
find that a bit hard to believe. Anyways, I think he bombarded in from the midfield, and it was a late run that got them to score that goal, right?
yeah, yeah. I think Fulham do really well considering the personnel they have. Uh, that they're like in almost every game, and then still somehow like they manage to find ways to score. I'd say they have like a very limited squad in a lot of ways. Like it's a lot of time it just feels like it's Iwobi and like maybe Harry Wilson or Anthony Robinson who just like have to do the bulk of chance creation. But yeah, I think like they set up really well. Like Chelsea play the next game. I'm generally like worried like they'll snatch points off us as well. Because even last
Do
season,
you?
both of the games that we played against them were like very close games. It was 2-1 once in Fulham's favor and once in Chelsea's.
So thinking about Chelsea versus Fulham, that's upcoming. I Chelsea's defense right now doesn't really strike that confidence in me where I will firmly put my money on their defense, if you would say. Uh, I can see Alex Iwobi creating that one dribble which creates that panic in our defense and uh, creating that one mistake wherein they might score a goal. But thankfully, I think our attack is uh, quite nice, uh, and we will be able to crack them up more than they can crack us open. So, I feel positive about the upcoming match.
Yeah,
Anyways,
generally, but like, yeah, like part of me thinks it'll just
uh,
end up being another draw, like Crystal Palace was.
all right,
Uh,
that I guess that's just the optimistic in me. I like to see the glass half full.
but like, so
Yeah,
like how impressed or not impressed have you been with Chelsea's start of the season?
Crystal Palace was tragic. Like even being an optimistic guy, like it wasn't really tragic as it was actually very uh, boring. If you,
Yeah,
it was we did not create enough, and I cannot like confidently say that we didn't deserve uh, that draw. You know, like sometimes it's like we create a lot and it's just our luck is against us, but that was not the case in that game. And Crystal Palace, Eze almost scored a wonderful goal, if you remember.
yeah,
And um, no, we were not really on top of our game. And in that game, Joao Pedro struggled quite a bit against their centre backs, unlike West Ham, where their centre backs were really panicked at every single cross that we were giving them. And um, I guess that is one of the weaknesses of playing Joao Pedro, where you will be finding it difficult to crack open those compact defenses where the centre backs are the traditional big bulky guy who will refuse to give you any uh, breathing room, any space in crossing or otherwise.
Yeah, that could very well be. Crystal Palace, I'd say like I expected that game to go the way it did because Crystal Palace are a very well organized, well drilled team. Uh, like the last two trips to Wembley have shown that they can compete with the best when they are on top of their game. And yeah, they're just not a fun team to play against. You know, you're not gonna have it easy when you play against Crystal Palace. Glasner's a really good manager as well. He has the pedigree. And yeah, Crystal Palace. I mean, like, yeah, they've just been impressive pretty much whenever I see them.
Wait a
So,
second. Didn't Eze just transfer out to Arsenal?
yeah, in fact, he has.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was spotted at the
This
like
just
he.
happened.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah. All right. I was just wondering how Crystal Palace always managed to snag that one good guy who everyone else wants. Like earlier, it used to be Zaha, who stayed there for an eternity. Every single season, Zaha is going to transfer to Manchester United. Zaha is going to transfer to even Chelsea or to Arsenal, and they just managed to get a hold of him. And I thought that Eze was going to be another Zaha, but I guess he has managed to get out of
Yeah.
that place. So, wouldn't that be weakening this Crystal Palace side quite a bit?
Yeah, you think so. He is like the chief creator. Uh, yeah, that's going to be a big miss. Who's going to create all of those chances for the team? But I think like they're still like they have like a decent way to play. And also the big thing is that if they can cope with the loss of Michael Olise, right? They can probably cope with the loss of Eze as well. Like their standards didn't drop too much, maybe like for a bit in between after Olise left. But so yeah, I think like they'll probably do well to invest that money into better players. And I think with the sort of players they still have right now, and the faith that I have in their manager as well, I think they'll still be able to cope with it.
Yeah, yeah. Olis or Olise. Is
Yeah.
it Olis? All right.
I'm
So,
not
Ol,
100% sure on that.
uh,
So
yeah. But again, that's like another guy who is a bit above their level. Like not just a
yeah,
bit, who is above their level, and they just
yeah,
managed to
yeah,
get a hold of him. So that's
exactly,
always
exactly.
fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like even Brighton, they just managed to spawn these players who are uh, able to play for that big team. But
Yeah.
uh,
Exactly.
yeah,
They still have a couple more gems in their team. I don't know if they'll like
mhm.
ever get a move away. Also, because like they're probably oldish now. But Mark Guehi has been linked to Liverpool for the last few weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that is interesting.
yeah,
But how does Goe? How would Goe even fit into the picture? They have Ekiteke, and they are gunning down for the Newcastle striker. Uh,
yeah. The Guehi, the
I'm
centre back,
blanking
dude.
out of the Alex. Oh, wait, who's a striker? Who? Uh, we did have a striker with similar name. Okay, I.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, all
That's the
right.
guy who's gone to Sunderland. Giu.
Yeah, Q.
Yeah. Oh, and fair. His first name is Mark too.
I was like,
Right,
what
right,
is
right.
Gue
I can.
do there? Gue is not bad. Yeah, Crystal Palace Gue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
all right. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. He performed well for us. Um, he was. I never. He never strike that confidence into him. Like I even used to like Nathan Ake and um, Trevor Shalhoub. I love that guy. So such academy centre backs, but Gue was never that one guy who I saw as a future Chelsea starter. So hearing him join Liverpool, that's a little bit of a surprise, to be honest. told, right? Like he must have improved. I have not been following his performances very closely, to be honest.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. I think he was made club captain, or like he's been captain for Crystal Palace as well for like major parts of their seasons, like prior seasons. So yeah, clearly Liverpool see something in him. Again, not 100% sure if the transfer goes through because Quay has still been playing for Crystal Palace over the last 2 years. But yeah, circling back
I
to sorry, yeah.
uh, Actually, I wanted to discuss the performances of some new transfers with you, but if you have anything else to add to that, please do.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just wanted to circle back to Chelsea because that's where the conversation started from. I took it on a completely different
Mhm.
tangent. But like, yeah, how do you feel about the squad in general? Palmer's seems to have had an injury now. Like, I think he's supposed to have a scan on Tuesday. And then we get to know like if he's out and to what extent he's out for. Uh, just like, yeah, just general thoughts on Chelsea. How do you see them doing in over the next few games? Who has impressed
Uh,
you?
okay, so uh, something that I did notice. Uh, uh, 1 second, please. So, for the third goal, which was scored by Enzo Fernandez, uh, before, let's rewind, like, say, 30 seconds before that goal. So, the ball was in our midfield. The commentators, they were just talking about how Estevao was the uh, sudden replacement for Cole Palmer being injured, and how this is his time to shine, really. So as the commentators were talking about Estevao, he did a pass to Gusto, and then Gusto did a quick pass on to Delap, I think, who passed it back to Estevao. And then as the commentators were talking about this is his time to shine, he took a drive forward and he took on like one player, two player, three player, and uh, this all happened in the right half channel, and he literally went down into near the penalty box. He put a cross in, and that is how he scored the goal. So I found that a little bit poetic, if you will. Like this was his time to shine. So Esteva was a standout. Like he also did receive the Man of the Match award, and
Oh, really?
quite a few dribbles in him.
Did he get the man of the
Yeah, he
match?
did.
Okay.
I personally thought that Joao Pedro was the one who maybe deserved it a bit more, maybe, but they were all brilliant all around, all across the
Yeah, yeah.
board, and I think it was Esteva who did get it. So that was quite interesting. His first Chelsea match, getting the man of the match, and I am not removing him from my FPL apparently. So Esteva, he was standout. Like we were standout, but Estevao, he was quite nice. So that is something that did get my attention. Another thing, actually, another player who West Ham were poor throughout, but they do have a new transfer in who was their left back, and it was actually many of the times Esteva would be the one who would be faced against that situation, but believe it or not, their left back, he was the one who was the spark for that team. Uh, he never backed down from a fight. He always was willing to make that extra run. It's a Senegalese guy. I forget his name actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Diouf.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I did look it up. He's not related to the previous duo who used to play in the Prem, and yeah,
Too many
entirely different guy.
Dembélés.
Apparently, it's a
Too many Dioufs.
too many duos, too many Mbeles. Uh, but yeah, so Estevao playing well against their one decently performing guy. That's a little bit of a beacon.
Yeah, Duke was pretty good for them. Like, I mean, considering how bad they were, he was good. He's been good. I think like even in the first game against Sunderland, he had like a really good like shot, which was like a good chance for West Ham. So yeah, he got an assist too in this game for Paqueta's goal, but I don't really know if that should count
Oh,
as an assist.
oh, yeah,
But
yeah. It was
yeah,
entirely a brilliant individual effort. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay. So I take my statement back. It was not you. It was Paqueta who was their best
yeah,
player. uh, Paqueta is phenomenal. Like
yeah.
the way he turns and gets that one uh, pass, be it diagonal towards the other flank or be it a through ball, he is brilliant at turning. And I think that is also one of Cole Palmer's biggest strengths, like taking the ball in between the lines and turning and thinking what should happen quickly. So, not exactly a fair comparison, not exactly a direct comparison, but uh, similar strengths, similar ideas in order to uh, as of how to progress the ball. Interesting.
Yeah, it was just a shame that Palmer didn't get to play this game because like imagine what he would have done against that West Ham defense and like without him we scored 5 goals. This was the perfect game for him to get back into his mojo, right? Like score like a couple goals, maybe like assist one, or like just be involved throughout. He would have been brilliant in this game. But yeah, his replacement, like you said, Esteva, brilliant. I mean, like yeah, you couldn't ask for more from an 18-year-old, still 18, right? Uh, Making his Premier League debut. I think yeah, perfect start. Obliging team to play against. So like there will be like tougher challenges ahead. But yeah, great start. Uh, the whole team looked good. Like I mean, and like it's difficult to analyze stuff when your team wins like 5-1, right? Like
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Um,
I'm like
okay,
that's why I'm looking forward to like how we set up against Fulham, how we play against them, because that should be like an actual challenging game against like a decent to good mid-table team.
mhm. Before we move on to another match, I just had a interesting observation. Not actually my own observation. A friend sent an image to me today. Esteva's haircut eerily close to Williams in 2017 under Conte. So we have a villain playing
Is
for
it?
us who, yeah, yeah, like for a brief period of time, villain did have that shaved sides, and Esteva is also rocking the same look. It's
But no, like shaved
it's interesting.
sides, but like his was more like spread curly, right? Or was it like straight-ish at that time?
For a very brief period of
I don't
time,
know. Like
he did rock
I
short hair.
just
Yeah,
imagine villain in one haircut. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Villain is
yeah.
always
That's
that.
yeah.
So
So
villain playing for us, Pedro playing for us, and uh,
yeah, yeah.
interesting. I want to
Dep
talk about
dep
Manchester City versus Tottenham.
depressing times ahead then.
Dep- okay, yeah, not exactly a very nostalgic call up of memory.
Yeah. If we can
All
get
right.
nostalgic about depression, then yeah, sure. Nostalgic.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, did you catch Manchester City versus Tottenham?
No, it was like too early in the morning for me that game. So I missed
Yeah,
it. I just watched like the highlights.
yeah. It was uh, it was in the daytime for me. I didn't have an issue. Anyways, Tottenham, they were kind of much better than what I thought they would be doing. Like uh, in the first half of the game, they went with a little bit of a high press approach, which worked phenomenally well. Uh, they almost got a red card on the goalkeeper. Uh, they obviously that's not. I do not think that's their permanent goalkeeping solution this year. I hear they are being linked with Donnarumma, weirdly, who is also not said to be a very good ball playing goalkeeper. But anyways, uh, they 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 managed to create chaos in Manchester City in the build up. So that was interesting. And in the second half, when they did manage to get that goal, they went into a very low block situation. And Manchester City were not able to crack that up either. Actually, Manchester City, the chances that they did create were when Tottenham were pressing a bit high up. But when they did become compact, it was almost impossible. So I think Manchester City historically has been the one team which is quite effective at tackling low blocks, but not so much anymore since the past 2 seasons. So that is what I noticed from that game.
Yeah, very interesting observation because I think everyone expected Tottenham to set up in a deep block like right from the start, right? But they were pressing Manchester City in the build-up and like quite aggressively too. Like they were pretty much going like if City had say like because they were splitting the two center backs, right? With the keeper being in the middle, and then you would have like the two fullbacks on like sides and with like Gonzalez and Reinders showing deeper for options. So like Spurs were quite happy to sort of like match that with those many players. Like they would have like around maybe like five players, especially like you if you see for the second goal that they scored where they pressed them so high that they like conceded a mistake in their own box, the keeper, and they scored from that. So they were going with like a very aggressive
Mhm.
press instead of like just sitting back all the time. Because yeah, I mean like really, really impressive start from Thomas Frank at Spurs. But like we can't say it's a
Yeah,
surprise, right? Like he's such an experienced manager now. He's had so many years in the Premier League. So yeah, doesn't come as a surprise to me at all.
yeah. Two players were charging up towards the goalkeeper and the centre back in that second
Yeah,
goal. One thing that is something that I did not expect from this
yeah,
Tottenham. Actually, not from this Tottenham. Maybe we should be resetting our expectations, but not from the Tottenham of the previous year. Oddly enough, Richarlison gave an assist. I never really used to see Richarlison as a big six striker,
yeah.
and is if Tottenham even is a big six team is also up to debate. But
Yeah, they could very well be like this season
uh,
though. Like I think I remember I said like I expect them to finish like maybe not top four, but like six, seventh this season. They look like good enough to finish like six, seventh this season, at least right now. I don't know like if they have another issue with like injuries deeper into the season, but yeah. Also, like interestingly, like you said, the Richarlison doesn't seem like a serious enough striker to be like a starting striker for a serious enough team, right? But Thomas Frank actually has said,
yeah,
like, he's openly said that Richarlison right now is his starting number nine, even though they have Dominic Solanke in the squad. So, yeah.
Dominic Solanke isn't a top six striker either, in my opinion.
Um,
Even though he is a graduate from Cobham, but
yeah, right, like, yeah,
yeah.
fair enough, but I don't know, like, between Richarlison and Solanke, who would you pick?
Uh,
Like
uh,
Richarlison has like more
I think in
maybe like flair, more brilliance in him when he's on his game, but like
yes,
he's
yes,
also
that's
more
true.
inconsistent, right? Is like
Mhm.
what my
I agree.
impression of
I
is.
think in the second half, yeah, I think that's true. And I think in the second half, they did set up with Dominic Solanke down in the middle and Richarlison a little bit off him, right? So that is something that they could do. Whether Richarlison would be occupying the complete right flank, that may not necessarily be the thing. He could just be playing a little bit off him. That's a very traditional combination of strikers.
Yeah, but like
Obviously,
I don't
that
think like that
means that
front
they were.
three. I mean, also considering that the form that they have shown right now, that front three, like if they play a full, they have to play a full strength 11. Like they don't have to care about rotation. I don't think that front three of Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, and Kudus changes, right? Not anytime in the near future, you think?
Hmm.
Like, obviously, they'll have to
Yeah,
give
that
some.
seems a more likely
Yeah,
option. That does seem like a more likely option. Yeah. Is Timo Werner gone?
yeah. Timo Werner's gone, right? And I think,
Okay.
uh, yeah, I don't think he's gone. I think he went back to Leipzig, and even they don't want to keep him, and like he's looking for moves elsewhere. I remember reading that, but yeah, he's definitely gone. He's not there at Tottenham anymore. That is for sure.
All right. That
Yeah,
is
and
that is something.
yeah, they were apparently trying to even get him like uh, sell him off to MLS. Apparently, Timo Werner. So Leipzig,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, he's just well,
That
too irrelevant right now.
that uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. I didn't expect him to be this irrelevant
yeah,
this
yeah.
soon.
Sorry.
It's been just 4 years since he won us the Champions League, didn't he?
Oh
I
my
think
God.
five, maybe four.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
When
That's
you put it
crazy.
like that,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Uh, okay. Um, I have just one other thought to share before we finish talking about the first two game weeks. That is Manchester City's Reinders. Reinders. I keep calling me reindeer. That's it's difficult to switch it on. Like I keep calling him reindeer. Like yeah, like he was brilliant. Uh, he was good. Like he was
How was
solid in the
he?
first game week. In the
Yeah,
second game week as well.
yeah. How was he in the Tottenham
In
game?
the second game week as well. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was not bad. Like I, at least by the eye test, I didn't think that he was that bad. Again, Manchester City were not. Uh, they cracked under pressure, but they were not that bad going forward themselves until Tottenham decided to sit in a low block. And when they did sit in a low block, I can't really put the fault on the center midfielder to be the one who is not cracking them open. Actually, Toku, uh, he is not very inspiring as a defender. You can't really expect him to open defenses by himself. And so this is a tactical system that I used to hear about Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, where that their team would be heavily relying on tiki taka, until Messi provided that uh, one moment of magic through his dribbling, where he would uh, create a little bit of chaos in the backline, and then the team would just exploit that weakness. But I mean, Doku is not that guy. He's never going to do that. So, I mean, yeah. So low blocks, Jeremy
Yeah, it's
Doku.
funny. I
I
don't
don't
think
see
they've.
that happening that
Yeah, in the longest time, they have probably just not had like a good enough player playing on that wing, right? Like I don't even know.
Mahrez was nice
Yeah,
in
and
his right
but
place.
Mahrez used to like mostly start off the right, right? Like, and that was his preferred side
Yeah.
too. On the left, I don't know. Like
Hmm,
I
hmm.
can't really recall like after maybe like Sane and maybe like even Sterling after that when he played like off that wing. But like since then, I don't really recall them having like a great option. Don't remember where Phil Foden. Phil Foden played, I think, more in the 10 in couple seasons back as well,
Yeah.
right? When he was like really good. So yeah.
Hmm. Foden played in the 10, and it was actually Grealish who was the last guy who was somewhat competent at uh, holding his own in the left flank.
Yeah, like
But
they've basically been
uh,
like they got Grealish, they got Doku, they've been deciding either or. Maybe the answer is neither, man. Like I mean, I think that's the actual answer to that question. Yeah.
all right, actually, I do have another thought. A player I was gonna watch was Ayat Nouri. Ayat Nouri was someone who used to bombard down the left flank in Wolverhampton, but in game week one, Doku was the one who was being the width of the team. So Ayat Nouri couldn't really do his usual thing where he would go down the left flank. So what he did was more of a inverted fullback thing where he would come a little bit into the midfield, into the half space, and uh, I could see that that is not his natural game. He was having a little bit of those, you would say, like hiccups where it's an unfamiliar position and you put a pass onto him, he takes that uh, zero point 0.1 second extra to look up to process the situation. Right. So, but still, he was quite nice. He is defensively solid. So, with Doku occupying that position, you will have to play an inverted fullback. Whether Ayat Nouri, uh, I guess he will naturally develop into that position. So, uh, with Doku, you are sacrificing that aspect as well, where like the fullback is not creating the width. Uh, so yeah, like that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's been weird because like
Moving on.
I mean like just a couple thoughts on City.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
in preseason they were mostly going with like high and wide wingers. Sorry, fullbacks. Like those were the guys providing width, like you said, like Ryan Atori would be providing width in like ideally for him as well as like probably in the team as well. But like instead in this game he had like him playing almost as like either the third center back or like stepping a bit into midfield in that 3-2 bit with like Rico Lewis inverting and like who was it? I think Oscar Bob on the right and um yeah,
Oscar
Oscar
Bob.
Bob and Doku was it on the other flank providing bit. So yeah, like interesting. I don't really like you just don't know what's going on in Pep's head, like at what point, right? He'll just switch it up next game. And again, now he might have to, like considering that they've lost, he'll probably come up with something different now. So yeah, but like interesting.
Let's
I
hope so.
also like expected like Granite Nuri to be like more advanced in general. But yeah, he wasn't. He was still yeah, like you said, like it wasn't like maybe uh, a slightly less favorable fit for him that role. But I think he was still like sort of up to the task in that role. He is pretty good. Good like he's a good player in
I
general.
I,
So
I
yeah,
want to share a yeah. He's a good player. I want to share a story about Oscar Bob. Um, in FM since FM 17, Football Manager 17, uh, a friend and I, we so Manchester City's academy is one of the places where you would naturally try to get your talent, right? And Oscar Bob has been in the game since FM 17 or 18, and since back then we would always inquire about him, and Pep Guardiola would say, "Ki, we are asking for 300 million for this guy." 16-year-old who no one has known. And my friend, his name is Gandhi. My friend, I don't know why he just kind of got a little bit of a fascination with Oscar Bob. Like he liked his dribbling stats and he just went like, brother, please, I'm gonna give you my house, I'm gonna give you my wife. Just just lower the price a little bit. We will give you 30 million per goal he scores. We will give you a cruise ship if we ever win the league. But Pep was adamant. He was like, 350 million, not a single cent less. We actually, as a joke, submitted a 349 million offer and it got rejected. And in consequent FM games, we would always try to get Oscar Bob and always fail to do so. And we thought, like, if this guy does not become the next Messi, we are gonna personally go to Pep's house and grab him by the collar. And finally,
like
this is his breakthrough
yeah,
season, so I hope
yeah.
he does well.
You'll be on the lookout.
Yeah. I okay. So Chelsea have been linked with two signings. One of them is a little bit exciting for the fan base. It's Xavi Simons, again another guy who is in the media watch. Yeah, not in just my FM watch, in the actual global media watch since the
Yeah,
age
yeah.
of 16. And the other is Alejandro Garnacho. Mm, I do not want him in my team. I mean, I do not want him in my team.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts about those two?
Um, I mean, like Chelsea signed too many players anyway, so like, why not a couple more? What's the harm, right? So like, for that reason, I don't even mind Garnacho because I think maybe like he could be another option on like. I mean, at this point, we have like 50 million players anyway, so like he could be like that 51st million option or something on that left wing. But yeah, like he provides cover in that area, so
just,
that's there.
just in
Yeah,
case, just in case Tyreek George
yeah,
gets injured and he needs to be replaced. What are they doing, man? I don't get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Anyways,
Xavi Simons, like I think he's the
uh,
most one of the most coveted talents in Europe. So like since the age of 16, I think like yeah, he's been in the news. I've seen him more in the news than I've actually seen him play.
yeah,
So
same, same as
so
well.
yeah, like
With that hairstyle
yeah.
and that name and the La Masia thing, like, how could you not grab the headlines? Brother is
Yeah.
living in pressure.
Apparently, Maresca
Anyways,
also wanted
uh,
like another center back as
any
well because Collins got injured. So like yeah, he wants one more. He's like it's very important to the way we built out. So yeah, like the club apparently does
uh,
not want to entertain
I,
that.
I,
Like that's what we've heard.
I cannot fault them. Do you want to as a quick wrap up to this episode? Do you want to talk about your FPL, or should we do another episode?
Yeah, we can do FPL.